guys, welcome back to my channel. So this may come as a shock to a lot of you, but sadly Bean passed away on Friday night around half nine. It also came to a big shock to me. I knew he wasn't doing too well, but I didn't expect him to die so soon. But in this video I'm going to explain why he died and what's going to happen next with my channel, so yeah. So I never really did a story on how I got Bean and where I got him from and his background story, stuff like that. So I'm just going to quickly explain that. So I wanted a hamster about 2 months ago, and I said to my parents, look, I want a hamster, can I get one if I pay for it all myself? And they're like, yeah, but wait for 2 months because we're going to have a load of visitors who are going to stay in your room and you don't want a hamster who can be quite noisy going on its wheel. So I was like, okay, I'll wait 2 months, and that was the longest 2 months of my life. But anyway, I got a cage built, I got all the stuff together, and it finally came to the day of getting my hamster. So going back about a week before I was going to get this hamster, I went into a pet shop and asked, hey, do you sell Syrian hamsters? Because that's the type of hamster I wanted. Because in the past I had 2 dwarf hamsters when I was like younger, but I didn't really know what I was doing, so you know, I've learned from that, I've learned from my mistakes. So I went into the pet shop and he said, yeah, I can get some in for you if you want one. I was like, yeah, that'd be great. So he got some in for me. I got my friend to phone him because I don't speak Greek and I live in Cyprus. Here you can't adopt, just a quick disclaimer, you can adopt cats and dogs but no like small animals. Even on the buy and sell websites, they just don't do it here, so the only place you can get a small animal from is a pet shop. So yeah, anyway, he phoned my friend saying he would have it in by Thursday. So Thursday came and he'd had it in, but I still wasn't allowed to get it till the Saturday, so he said he'd hold it for me until the Saturday. So we went on the Saturday and I went into the pet shop and said, do you have this hamster? And I was expecting to go upstairs because this pet shop's tiny, it's like a local pet shop. I'm not going to say the name just so you don't find out where I live. But there's like 2 aisles and it's so small, it's like probably the size of my room. And then there's an upstairs, a room full of birds, and then the next door is a room full of like chinchillas, hamsters, mice, rats, all that. So I was expecting to go upstairs, and no, he brought out like this tiny cardboard box from like behind his desk, and in there was this little hamster. It had no food or water, it was just in a box with holes poked through the top. And I was like, I can't say no even if it is like the ugliest thing on earth. Anyway, I took him home and put him in his cage, left him for 2 to 3 days as you should, so when you're taming them. Bean settled in really quickly. He was a very sociable hamster, so taming was no problem, but even if I picked him up he would be very, like, he wouldn't stay in my hand, so I couldn't give him a proper health check. I noticed after about a week of having him, he looked a bit wet around the tail, and I thought, oh no, has he got wet tail? So I did a ton of research, I looked at a load of videos, and it didn't turn out to be wet tail, it was just diarrhea, so I thought maybe I'm giving him too many vegetables too soon. So I stopped his vegetables and kept an eye on him, and after about 4 days he started picking up, and then the next day he looked a lot worse, so I took him to the vets and they gave him antibiotics. He was on antibiotics for 3 days before he passed away. The day before he passed away I noticed that he was looking a lot worse. He was a little bit hunched over, his ears were folded back, his eyes were like closed, and the only time he came out was for drink and food. He didn't really go on his wheel or run around. He was still happy to be on my hand. And then the last time I saw him was 4 o'clock in the morning because I was just awake when he was getting up. But yeah, that was the last time I saw him, and then he usually wakes up about 7 to 8 in the evening, and when it was like gone to about 9 I thought something's not right, so I checked. I lifted, like, rustled around in his cage, and I checked under his hut and I saw no movement, and there he was, just lying there. So my sister's a veterinary nursing assistant, so I got her to look at him because I didn't really want to touch him. I thought he was dead, but my sister checked him over and he was unconscious, so he was still alive. But while he was unconscious we decided to check him over and see what we could see, because I haven't actually had time, like, well I had time but I couldn't actually give him a proper health check because he moved so much. Even the vet couldn't like look at him because he was just way too fast. But while he was unconscious we discovered that he had a broken rib, he was severely underweight, he was like there was barely anything on him. He was just all bones. And he was really old. His teeth were like barely there. They were rotten away and they were really gnawed down. He wasn't a Syrian hamster after all. He was a dwarf hamster. He didn't have like any scent glands on his stomach. So we discovered a lot while he was unconscious, and then sadly he passed away on my sister's hand at 9 o'clock, about 9:30 on the Friday night. So yeah, that's what happened to Bean. I am sad that Bean died because I did love him. I bonded with him quite quickly, and he was such a cute, really friendly hamster. He never bit me. He always loved to come out in the bathtub and play. But I'm glad I could give him a last happy 2 weeks of his life, and hopefully it was pain-free because he had antibiotics. So now the cage is sterilised and ready for a new little hammy to move in. It's probably going to be another week or two before I get one, just so the cage has time to air and I have time to move on from Bean, because I will miss him a lot. I don't think any hamster can live up to him, but we'll see. So yeah, that's what happened to Bean. Thanks for watching this video. I know it's quite long and boring compared to my other videos, but yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and my next video should be a new hamster or a food video, so let me know what you want to see first, if you want me to do another food video or you want me to get a hamster first. So yeah, I will see you very soon. Bye!